We are live. Welcome to Coach Marino's Game Day show here at Jack's Sports Bar in Palmetto. I'm Brian Varnador, and I'm joined tonight by Ken Burton Jr. and Tiger head coach Dave Marino.
Coach, introduce your impact staff leasing players of the game tonight here for us.
Well, we have our electrifying, most explosive player in LeJante Wester, and then the true meaning of impact. Our most impactful defensive player week in and week out, makes big plays, Davion Cummings.
Welcome, gentlemen. I have a question for you before we look at the game highlights. Coach mentioned after the game, welcome to playoff football. What did you learn from the experience from playing Braden River, and how will that help you get ready for this game against Port Charlotte this week? LeJante.
I've been on varsity for 3 years now, so I already have the experience on about playoff football. So it's just me being the captain and the leader and helping everybody else get through playoff football.
What I learned was you just can't underestimate anybody you're playing against. And yeah.
You know, LeJante brings up a good point, and even Davion, they've both been playing since their sophomore year, and so that's what we're looking for these guys, is to be that calming influence that, hey, it's just another game, it's just like practice, and you know, just try to get the guys a little bit under control and channel their emotions and handle the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows of a intense football game.
And LeJante, I loved your comments after the game. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to win. I just love that confidence. Brian, we ready to hit the highlights?
Yeah, before we get into the highlights, I think it's National Kindness Week, but I thought really, you know, not every time you're having playoff football, it doesn't always go your way, but I was very impressed Friday evening with the coaches' staff. We got a couple coaches here, offensive coordinator Ty Stolt, and Matt Brazelton's over there with the defense, and I looked at that game. You know, the Palmetto Tigers were trailing 14-0, and I can remember a couple things that happened during the course of the game, and I thought it was very well coached. Trailing 14-0, have a punt that we downed at the 7-yard line, and then had a really nice stop, brings up a 2nd and 10. They hold us, so there's a holding call. You can decline the penalty there, Coach, and, you know, brings up a 3rd and 10, and they only at that point of the field, it only drives them back a few yards. You take the penalty, back them up a little bit more, coming off of that possession. Then you have the big safety on the running play back there, so you get the 2 points there, forces a free kick, settles, and goes down later in the game. You know, that point you're trailing only 14-2. Come down offensively, put 6 points on the board. So at that point you're trailing 14-8. The charts read, you know, as you look at the people that pay attention to that, the experts out there say it's early on in the game, you know, take the field goal or take the extra point, the 1. You go for 2, you make it, you're only down 14-10. Now let's roll it forward, you know, later in the game. You know, a lot of bad things were happening. And then coming out in the very end of the third quarter, you know, they've been doing a lot of 3-man fronts when we're behind the chains. And it's a 3rd and 8 coming off your own 15-yard line, and I was very impressed. They came out in a 4-man front. I'm thinking there's going to be one receiver open in this route. You got Robert Gavin in the backfield back there. He's excellent at giving the quarterback a little extra time, pass protection back there. Mm-hmm. Xavier Williams drops back. He throws the ball down. Perfect strike, 32.5, 33 yards down the field. LeJante takes Wester, takes it for the house call, crosses the tape, and the Palmetto Tigers have a 24-21 point lead with 11 seconds left on the clock. Now the difference, you roll it back to what I was talking about. People talk about coaching. You knew enough to have that penalty situation in the first or the second quarter of the game, pick up the safety, then go for 2. And at the close of the game, you have a 24-21 lead in the fourth quarter, and it really made a difference. And the Matt Brazelton and Pat Cucci, the job that they did, ask those guys, all right, now here it is in front of Palmetto Tiger defense. You need to shut them out an entire fourth quarter, which they did. So I was super impressed. And people, from the outside often look in. It doesn't always go your way, but the cohesiveness of the team and the coaches working together and the outcome, it played out perfectly in a game where things were not going well. And I just wanted to say thanks to all the coaches and, of course, your great team. It's a special group that you have out there, and a lot of teams would have came out with a loss in that game. But the Palmetto Tiger team coached by you guys, I was just super impressed, Coach, and I thank you for the effort that you did and really made a lot of the right calls. Now, with that, Coach.
Now, as difficult as it may seem from the outside to make those decisions, it really wasn't. Because what we always stress to our kids is a commitment and a trust amongst one another. And the coaches trust the kids and the kids trust the coaches. And so to back them up and give them an extra down, if you will, to get them to replay second down, I had 100% trust in our defense. I knew they were going to stop them whether we took the penalty or not. So why not back them up even more and give your defense, give your kids a chance to try to get that safety. And then same way, yeah, the rule is you don't want to chase points early and go for two too early. But again, when you're blessed with guys that we have, give them a chance. And so we had all the faith and trust in the world. We work on 2-point plays all the time. We work red zone schemes. So why not give your kids a chance to make that play and turn it into a 14-10 game? That's what I was looking at. That if we're going to get limited possessions, we had to take advantage of every opportunity because we blew a couple early opportunities. And so when you make those mistakes early, you cherish the opportunities you have and you want to make the most of them. And then again, to be backed up on the 10-yard line, 15-yard line, doesn't matter. When you have an explosive athlete in LeJohntay, you got to trust him. You got to give him a chance. You got to give Xavier a chance, who's been outstanding for us all year. And yeah, maybe he struggled a little bit early on, but we never lose faith and trust in one another. And so we had all the faith and trust in the world that Xavier was going to deliver a great ball and LeJohntay was going to catch it and he was going to score. And so when you have that trust and that security amongst the team, anything can happen.
Yeah, and you could really see the evidence of the team playing as a family, and we especially got a good look at that as Jalen Wester picked up an injury. I was looking at LeJohntay Wester out there, receiver, kick return. He was throwing blocks like a wild man after little brother got hurt. I mean, he was out there just killing people down the field, with his blocks. You could see the energy. Everybody's playing as a family. With that, Coach.
And
brotherhood.
And down the road, at the end of the game, when Braden River had to go for it on fourth down, who makes the play but Jalen Wester? And again, Jalen said it. He said he was not going to let his brother's season end Friday night. And again, that's a brotherhood that we try to create as best we can within our whole team. But they are brothers. I mean, there's no recreating it. It was created a long time ago, and that connection's special. And they've fed off each other a lot this year. So.
And it was a ton of fun to watch, Coach. And then let's now look at the first quarter highlights here as we cue these up, and you can walk us through these, Coach.
So, we got a good kick by Raphael, pinned them down deep. We usually get a little bit better coverage out of our kickoff team, but, they get it out to the 25. Our kids take pride in trying to pin them inside the 20. And then, they got players. Number 4 is a good receiver, 13, 11. They got good receivers. They catch every ball thrown their way. Good quarterback. He's mobile, puts a lot of pressure on you that way. He's got great accuracy. And again, so they're excited right now. This first drive, they do a great job marching down the field, as you can see. And then when our defense does stiffen and tighten up a little bit, they do a great job with the gadget play, the double pass that they actually eventually score on. You'll see coming up here.
Yes.
And so that's what we expected, and that's playoff football. They're going to come with an all-out intensity and just perfectly designed, perfectly executed.
Yeah, great throw to Lasorda back there from Gurker.
Yep.
Just good execution, Coach.
Yep. So, again, we knew what they were going to do when they came in, and, we needed to answer. Unfortunately, we didn't get as much of a return there, but we got good field position. We're starting on our 33 there. And, right there, they schematically, they were going to take away our big weapon in Sagel Hickson. They were going to put it in Xavier's hands. And, he does a good job there, but ill-advised throw right there. We just, our wide receiver didn't see the scheme correctly and should have been blocking. So we dodged a bullet there. And then again, they did a good job dropping into coverage. Xavier didn't see it, so we were a little short. So we had worked on this to try to pin them down deep, catch them off guard, and unfortunately, that's a miss by Xavier. He has done a great job with that quick kick scheme, but unfortunately, it didn't work out. So here we go again. We put our defense back on the field. Braden Rivers got momentum, and we gave them great field position. Great defense right there. That was one of those tough calls. I think it was outstanding defense, but it's not the way the referees see it, so you got to battle through it. We get good pressure here, and we just can't get to them in time. But again,
late hit there, called on Kevion Williams.
Yep. And so, again, we just got to play a little bit more disciplined, be a little smarter, and not give our opponents so much opportunity to hang around. And that's what we did. We gave them life. That extended that drive right there, because I don't know if they had a field goal kicker that could make it from that distance. So we gave them a fresh set of downs. We gave them 15 yards, and now all momentum on their side right now. 14-0. And again, we come out. We thought we'd get a little bit better field position out of our return game, but again, they sky kick it for a reason. They want to try to keep you hemmed up. They don't want our athletes in space. And then another bad break for Xavier. He's just not protecting the ball, and so we give him another really, really short field. And so offensively, not going exactly as planned, but our defense, does a good job right there covering our back and getting them stuffed and getting them into a third down. And they, like I said, good pressure on the quarterback, great defense in the back end by Jock Hughes. All those guys do a good job back there. Raekwon Crawford, Day-Day, Damon Hill, Logan, Tyler Wells.
There's a 4th and 6, and you stop them there, Coach.
Yeah,
Huge
that was
play.
big. And again, it's the push up front. Always starts with those guys, Jordan Renault and Floyd Dozier. So now we get a little momentum going ourselves. We feed off the defense a little bit here, so we get some positive yards. Unfortunately, we had a false start, and then we call up the right call, good call, screenplay. We missed a couple blocks, so we didn't get as big of an explosive play as we had anticipated. But getting us into at least third and manageable. So we're in a good third down situation. 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8.
So at the end of the first quarter, the Palmetto Tigers trail in this one. Braden River with a 14-0 lead. One thing I was very impressed in between looking through my frosted window there in the press box that you can't see out of and reading ads and doing the things that we were doing up there. I was very impressed with the attitude of the players on the field. I didn't see anybody with their heads down or chirping at each other. They seemed to be maintaining that. Now, I couldn't hear from my vantage point, but they seemed to really,
absolutely. And that's the culture that we've built. These kids trust one another, and they work hard. They work hard, and that's where the trust really comes from. They're all 100% committed. They're there every day. They've been there for a long time, and so we're not going to waver. We're going to play for 48 minutes, no matter what the like I said, whatever the momentum shifts are. We're going to deal with it.
All right, Coach, now we're going to pick it up into the second quarter highlights.
So again, we converted that 3rd and 8. Now we're going the other way. Looked like it was going to be a good call. Could have been pass interference. They didn't call it. So, again, we didn't convert that 3rd down, but looked like we were going to, but just didn't work out again. So offensively, we're struggling to get something going here. But great punt by Rafael Gonzalez. giving us a chance, and then just beautiful coverage there. Absolutely. Raekwon Crawford had an outstanding game.
Great game, Coach.
Had a chance to pick it off, but like I said, still made a great play. Again, Braden River rallies back, and they get another first down. But here comes the run stopping defense we have. There's Big Floyd, Matty Wyatt, Jalen Wester, Davion Cummings. Everybody's in there, making plays for us and giving us a chance, getting great pressure, forcing a tough throw right there. So we need to get our explosive athlete the ball, and here's a chance right here. All right, LeJante does a good job getting us some good positive yards. So this is great field position. You could start the ball at the 30-yard line. That's where you want to be. Great blocking on the perimeter by our wide receivers. Gets us into a second and short. That's where we want to be. And, again, just Xavier was just a little bit off, underthrown, all right, and, forcing us again, having the kick. We believe we had a penalty that backed us up. And so, second and 2 ended up punting. So again, offensively, nothing's really going right for us. But again, Xavier hung in there tough. Here's LeJante again giving us great field position. Now we're starting at the 40. And again, nobody's losing faith in one another. Xavier's still believing in his skills, and then here's Sagel picking up where he always leaves off after every time he touches the ball. And so that gives Xavier some confidence that his boys are still fighting hard for him around him.
Great punt here, Coach. Tyler Wells hustling down there, I think, to tip this one back. Let's see.
Yep. And so, we won field position right there. Started with LeJante's great kick return, and then, punt return, and then Sagel's run. But unfortunately, we got to be more efficient, and we got to be better with our penalties. We got to play a cleaner game. So anyway, we take the penalty, and we give ourselves a chance here to get the 2-point.
Yeah, this is
safety.
great. Here's the holding call right there. You take it,
and there's the guys we trust. It's the defensive line. It's again, all of them in there. There's a lot of red jerseys in the backfield. So that was some momentum for us. And then obviously this gets us a good short field again. And this is what we need. This was the spark we needed. So great field position here.
Great
starting
return.
On the plus 35 going in. And, momentum has shifted a little bit. And so now offensively we finally get it going here. Great job again on the perimeter blocking, and good hard effort by Sagel running the ball. Good decision by Xavier. Right here again, good block by Kobe Mays. Good hard punishing run there by Sagel. And so the Tigers are rolling now. And again, just great effort, good vision to make that cut by Sagel Hickson, and then to finish the run deep in the end zone.
So 14-8 here, Coach. Decision time.
And, again, at this point in the game, 3 minutes to go in the first half, it's still a little early, but we just felt like, we had made so many mistakes that we knew we were in control of the game, and so it was a no-brainer to go for 2 right there, and the kids delivered. And so now you're right back in. Now you got a ball game, 14-10. You could see the kickoff team responds well. They get down there. Defensively, they're getting all kind of pressure. But again, they got players. I mean, they're a very, very good football team, and we knew they weren't going to quit. And so they take a shot deep, and great coverage again, gets broken up. Whether it's Ellison Bradley, Jock Hughes, Day, Hill, it doesn't matter. There's just so many guys that make plays for us. And again, Mr. Explosive here, great return. Again, things are starting to turn a little bit for us. And so we're in great shape. We got good field position. Xavier does a good job there on that scheme. O-line's getting some good push up front, so we feel good. We're in good shape. and then we had a penalty, and then we had to take a shot deep, and then they get a penalty, give it back to us. So we feel like we're definitely in good shape here. We take one shot, but it's just out of bounds. So we think we're going to go in, a little chip shot field goal, 14-13, but unfortunately Raphael missed it, and it is what it is. But like I said, 14-10 at half. You got yourself a big-time playoff football game.
So there, the halftime score, Palmetto Trails, Braden River 14, Palmetto 10. And Ken, you've got some players over there. We're going to introduce the Impact Staff Leasing Impact Players of the Game. Ken?
Yes, thanks, Brian. A couple of questions for you gentlemen. LeJohntay, you've been called everything positive. I call you the human highlight film. You ever heard of Dominique Wilkins? Yes, he was the human highlight film. I think you're just right there with him. We've watched you catch passes. You've lined up at quarterback. You run back kicks, punts. Does he do anything else?
I mean, he can hold for the extra points, field goals. He can do whatever you want him to do.
You're an athlete when you're a holder, yes. Which one or any do you enjoy the most where you think you make the biggest difference? You do them all well, but is there one you really like?
It used to be quarterback, but now it's receiver, obviously, because I'm going to college for that. So I work harder at receiver, and I work on my craft more at receiver than any other position, so receiver.
I think you could do some college quarterback, running an option or something.
Oh, he can throw too now.
I know he can throw. We forgot
don't be
throwing.
Deceived now.
We
he
forgot
steps
about
in.
throwing.
He still gets
yes.
reps at quarterback. So.
Yes, exactly. So Davion, you play in the secondary. Now, what kind of defensive back? Strong safety, and what did you call it? Down safety. What is your favorite? Playing on the defense and in the secondary, what is your favorite coverage, or what do you like? Do you like the blitz? What's your favorite thing to do on defense?
Anything that could get me to kill the opponent.
There you go. And he does it well. He can cover. He can blitz the quarterback. He can make tackles out in space like nobody else. So he can really, all facets of his game is strong.
He's one of those guys with a big heart. How tall are you? 5'8", and you go 170, 176. It's all right there, man.
5'10" for any college coaches that are watching this right now. He's 5'10".
But he hits like a Mack truck, man. He does throw, he lays some lumber out there on the football field.
He's a football player.
Gentlemen, congratulations with the win, and make sure you enjoy this run here week to week. Back to you, Brian.
All right, Ken, thank you very much. At the end of we're going to go now through some third quarter highlights with Coach Marino.
Yeah, so we didn't expect that. Really the kicker hadn't shown the ability to kick it that deep. So where we had Damon Hill set up, forced him to have to go back and retrace. So, that was on us. We should have, put him back a little bit further to get a running start at it. But, again, starting on our own 10-yard line and able to, move the football a little bit right there. And then just a big play by LeJohntay. That's a big first down, third down conversion for the first down. Great catch. He goes down and gets it. And so now Xavier's starting to get a little bit more confidence now, as you could tell. He makes the throw there. LeJohntay makes the great catch, third down conversion. He makes a good run there. Robert Gavin comes in, great blocking out on the perimeter by Kobe Mays. And so now we're rolling. We got a little momentum going. Unfortunately, we got penalized. We got penalized a lot. And then, this one ball got caught inside a little bit, and their kid wanted it more. He fought Kobe for it, and they got the interception. So just when we started to settle in and Xavier was starting to get a little confidence, then he gets an interception.
Big hit here.
But again, that's Davion Cummings right there, and that's what he does. I mean, he punishes people no matter who it is, whether it's a running back running the ball or a receiver catching the ball. He's going to punish you. So again, offensively, we thought we had it going, but we didn't. We threw that interception, and so now we put the defense back out on the field. But they do a good job. They're making them earn every yard. Big third down play here. Again, I don't know. It looks like good coverage to me, but it was just one of those things, that it wasn't going our way, and so we give them extra set of downs, and unfortunately they capitalize on this drive. And that's part of it. If you give anybody an extra opportunity, most of the time they're going to take advantage of it. And so, great ball. Yeah, great ball, great route. And, that's what it is. And we just got to, technically we've got to play a little bit better. Whether we thought it was pass interference, it was called. So we just got to deal with it and play a little bit better. Again, Dravian Butler gives us good spark there. Gets his good field position, getting it out to the 36, 37-yard line. But, again, unfortunately, we got a penalty. So, but this is something we had worked on all week, and it was just, we felt like it was time to dial that up. We needed some kind of spark, and as I said before, who better to trust than LeJontay Wester? So we just wanted to get it in his hands. And, again, unfortunately, another big spark play, get us some momentum, but – and then it just conks out. Just so many self-inflicted penalties and mental mistakes by our guys. And like I said, we just got to play a better game. Again, that's Davion Cummings putting his hat on the ball. He's a heavy-handed kid, just a great football player. And that's big right there.
What a hit.
Getting them behind the chains big time now. It was probably a scoop and score opportunity that we missed, but, it's tough sledding when it's third and a bunch.
28 or something like that.
Yeah, especially against our defense. That's tough sledding. So there's not much in the playbook they could do. So they give us back to us again, and,
kicked away from him, smart.
We got to step up in this fight, and we told the kids that. It's 21-10. We need something. And there's, another explosive guy out on the perimeter, Dravian Butler, getting the first down for us. So we got the engine cranked up again, and now it's time to, feed Sagel and continue to use Dravian and Jonte and all the weapons that we have. So we're responding. We're responding well. Great decision by Xavier. Great read to tuck it, keep it, and great job up front with the line blocking. So you got yourself a game now, 21-17. Good ball, good route. And unfortunately, like I said, it was, it was dropped, and so, puts them in a tough spot. Did they go for it? They decide to kick it. Gives us a chance. We get the ball here. Again, good return, good shake by LeJontay. Like I said, anytime you could start plus, on the other side of the 35, that's good. Good hard run in there, but unfortunately we lose it. And so again, it's just one of those nights offensively, just when you think you got momentum, just when you think you're starting to roll, Braden River kept responding. They played hard. They played hungry. Again, he doesn't come down with it. That ball's absolutely
perfectly
thrown.
Yes.
That was an outstanding ball, and so, they dropped it. And those kids don't usually drop many balls, so it was fortunate for us they did. And again, defense holds true and gives us a chance. And LeJontay catches it right there, not a chance to do too much with it. So be up, backed up a little bit on the 15. Good effort there. Again, we got to take better care of the football, because we were fortunate that one rolled out of bounds.
There's a perfect throw. There's that 3rd and 8.
Yeah, but like I said, you just keep swinging, you keep staying together, and eventually good things will happen. And there it was, our playmaker, our MVP, LeJontay Wester, and Xavier finally, he comes through big for us, and just couldn't be more happy for him to stick with it and have things go his way.
So as the fourth quarter closes, Palmetto kicks the ball off. LeJontay scored that touchdown with 11 seconds. As I saw him break the tape there, he reminds me of a sprinter. going across the goal line.
We
so.
pride ourselves that, hey, you got to play us for 48 minutes, and this is it. This is where you want to be. We're up in the fourth quarter, and we feel like we got a chance. We got a chance when we're up, or even if we're down in the fourth quarter, to come back and win, or to hold off an opponent.
And you could really see the depth of the Palmetto defensive line here became very evident in the Palmetto Tiger defense. An amazing fourth quarter. If you love football, we're going to show you a bunch of defensive highlights here in this fourth quarter. So let's go ahead and roll those fourth quarter highlights.
Oh.
Yeah, again, that pressure up front's really starting to get to the quarterback, and he's, his feet are getting a little bit happy feet now, and he's getting rid of it before he wants to, and right there, he does a great job, makes a good run, but every time you run the ball as a quarterback, you're taking some hits, and so he converts and moves the chains, but here comes that defense again, and again, the more you keep carrying the football, that's a heck of a tackle right there. That's hard hitting by Michael Brown and Davion Cummings and Jock Hughes and so that's tough. It's tough when you start having to run the football that much. That takes a toll on a quarterback, and so his balls aren't as accurate right now. He's throwing off his back foot because of the pressure, and there's Damon Hill doing what he does. He's a big-time player, and he made a big-time play right there, and that's what big-time players do in big games. So offensively, Xavier's seeing the field better. All right, sees it's not there, tucks it and runs, protects the ball, and now gets us some positive yards. And so now we need to do just enough, and to keep our defense a little bit rested. But again, on that drive, we had another penalty that just continues to kill ourselves and put us behind the chains and makes it difficult to keep the chains moving. So again, great punt by Rafael Gonzalez, giving our defense a chance to go out there and defend a long field. And, up front, we're just getting big push, just pounding them inside. And, right there, that plays into our strength, trying to run in between the tackles against us. So we get them into a 2nd and 6. Again, he converts, but taking a pounding, taking a toll on him. And as like I said, we're just chipping away at him. Again, he's bailing. He's bailing right there. He sees the pressure coming, and he's already trying to drop back more and makes it longer throws when you try to get the ball down the field.
Oh, good twist there on the D. Nice.
Yeah. Well, we got him in earlier. We get him. Get those O-linemen a step behind now, and they're getting holding penalties. And so, here's a 4th down play, big 4th down conversion.
Unreal.
So again, that's the fight that you're going to see in playoff football. They did not lay down. We didn't expect them to. Great pressure right there, forcing the throw a little bit sooner than he would like. And again, it's a great credit to Quentin Rue and Kevion Williams and Miles Ormsby and Floyd Dozier.
Vicious.
And
Davion Cummings.
And that's Davion Cummings and
Jalen Wester.
And Jalen Wester again. That's just hunger right there. And then offensively, we do just enough to pound it out and preserve the win. You get into what you call your 4-minute offense, where you're just trying to keep the ball on the ground, keep the clock running, force them to use up all their timeouts, which we did. And and then it's pretty much they burned their last time out here. So now all we need to do is get another 1st down, and it makes it difficult for them. That clock runs down, utilizing the 40-second clock. All right, great effort there.
That was a little spooky on that one.
All right, so now, good clock management here. We knew he could just 4th down, run back, and then take a knee. So again, great job by the players, the kids, defensively, the staff for what they did, because obviously, we put them in a bad spot for those first 2 touchdowns. I want to say, we spotted them the first 2 touchdowns, and then, offensively we did just enough. But we have to do better, and we will. Xavier's got that playoff experience now, along with a lot of our players that hadn't had, big-time playoff experience. Some of our offensive linemen never even played football before. Yeah. And so to be put in that environment, they grew up. They got better as the game went on, and like I said, I foresee them being a lot more confident this week and being a little bit more battle-tested and being, more accustomed to playoff football. And we're looking forward to this second-round opportunity.
So the final score of the game, your Palmetto Tigers 24, Braden River 21. I'll turn it over to Ken.
Okay, Coach, let's move on to this week's game. Another familiar opponent, District 12 foe Port Charlotte, a team we manhandled 47-7. Seems like 100 years ago, 2 months tomorrow. Early on, it could be said, well, they really haven't played anybody. But that's been their only blemish the entire season, and now they're battle-tested. They traveled 95 miles north last week up to Hillsborough High School, knocked them off to set up the rematch, which I'm sure, knowing they would be the number 5 seed, hey, we're going to get Palmetto again in the second round. Your thoughts?
Well, I think as you all witnessed Friday night, it's difficult to play a team twice. Yes. It's a restart. It's a redo, and everybody wants a second chance in life. And so Port Charlotte has that second chance, and they're going to come in just like Braden River did, very hungry, very focused, very determined. And we got to do a better job. We have to play a much cleaner game offensively. We have to be smarter, both offensively and defensively. We had way too many penalties. We just got to cut down on those mistakes. We cannot turn the ball over. We had 3 turnovers. 3 turnovers and all the penalties that we had, you shouldn't win those games. And that's where we have to learn from that mistake. You can't keep playing with fire because eventually you're going to get burnt. And so our kids understand. I think it was a valuable learning experience for our guys to know that doesn't matter what happened in the past. 27-3 we had beat Braden River the previous time in the first meeting, and you see how this game went down. So you got to throw that first game out. They're going to learn from their mistakes. We have to learn from our mistakes, and we got to be ready. We got to be prepared for another knockdown, drag-out, heavyweight fight.
Coach, the Port Charlotte, they've got a real big, heavy back and, a very mobile quarterback. They're just a very strong competitor there. And last week they recorded their best defensive game, giving up only 6 points against a Hillsborough team that averaged 33 coming in. So really a real surge for the defense last week for Port Charlotte. Any concerns there, Coach?
Yeah, absolutely. And you hit the nail right on the head. If there was, first I talked about to our kids today, just, in general, when you're the FHSA, the state high school playoff system, the first round, there's doubt. Because it's a new season, everybody's 0-0, records go out the window, it's playoff football, it's a whole nother level of intensity. Yeah. Sometimes you have rematches. So, but you don't know. There's doubt. Is really a state championship run a possibility? The second round's confidence. Everybody's got confidence. When you win that first round game, everybody's confident. So Port Charlotte's going to come in confident. And so we need to make sure that we're confident in our abilities and what we can do and just be a little hungrier and come out with that intensity and focus like we've had in other games that we didn't come out with Friday night, because they're going to come out, they're going to play clean. You look at them, they run their system, they're disciplined, they don't make a lot of mistakes to hurt themselves. And so, they're going to come in confident, they're going to come in efficient, and we have to match their intensity, and we have to be, play a smart, efficient football game as well.
Yeah, Coach, when we played them, it's almost been like an anomaly for them. They had to throw the ball because they were far behind. Looking at their season, they're a run heavy, 2-1, and because of that, we saw very little of their 1,000-yard rusher, Janarian Washington. Big, stocky kid, 205 pounds, straight-ahead bruiser, somebody we really haven't had the likes of Do you expect him to play a bigger role in the game Friday night?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, he's a senior, and so the common word that I use, like I said, the first round is doubt, second round is confidence, third round is hunger because now you're fighting for a championship. But in all those cases, it's desperation because there's no tomorrow. For a senior, that might be the last time you put your equipment on, and softball, basketball leagues, men's leagues. There's no men's football leagues. You can go out and play basketball and satisfy that urge or that desire. You go out and play in softball leagues or baseball leagues. You're not getting a bunch of guys in their 30s just lining up on a Sunday in full pads. It just doesn't happen. So there's just that sense of intensity and desperation that he's going to come with. That tailback's a senior, and so he's going to leave it all out on the field, and I trust our kids will do the same.
All right, Coach, we're going to wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for coming here to Jack's Sports Bar in Palmetto. This is Brian Varnador with TigerVision. It's presented by Conley Buick GMC. If you're in the city of Palmetto, it is a must that you attend the game at Harley Stadium. We want to have all those fans there. We want to fill the seats, and we want to have a really big environment here. So we're here in front of the old Palmetto Tigers scoreboard here at Jack's Sports Bar. And for Ken Burton Jr., the Impact Staff Leasing Players of the Game, and Coach Dave Marino, thank you for tuning in. And remember, when it comes to Palmetto in this community, it's all about one town, one team. Go Tigers.